Okay, Burlington on the spot. We're back here with an impromptu session today. Back in the studio, we have Tim Pautler, and he's here to talk to us about an urgent matter facing Eastern Colorado, not just Burlington, but Eastern Colorado. We're here to talk about water, and there's some specific events coming up of noted importance. So, Tim, take it away.
Well,
thanks for being here.
You're welcome. I'm here representing the Plains Groundwater Management District, and in our view, we have an issue that needs the public's attention, and that is, simply put, we are running out of water. What do we want to do with what's left? Okay, that's the issue. The Plains District Board has worked pretty hard for over 2 years now putting this plan together, basing it off of a program that they've got both in Kansas and in Nebraska, but this one's tailored mainly after the program over in Kansas. We've put a lot of thought into this. This is not just a whimsical kind of public meeting that we want to have. We think we have a starting point because we want to stress the fact to the public that this is not etched in stone. We didn't want to come to the public without having some basis for, okay, here's where we are with the water we've got left. Here is perhaps a plan moving forward. We need your input. We need your buy-in. Because at the end of the day, we're going to go through a process, and it will be mandatory. Okay? Depending on how the public's reception to this philosophy is. So
it's a big deal. So that meeting that you want to get out today, that meeting is next Tuesday, March 30th at 4 p.m. at the community center.
Yes, sir.
And what do you want people to know? I mean, people watching this in Burlington, surrounding areas, they should go. Is that what the word you're saying? Come down here because it does impact you, not just farmers, right? I mean, the more, the better. Is that?
Well, water is an issue that affects everybody. Everybody, like we've said before.
Right.
Whether you're a homeowner in the city of Burlington, Stratton, whether you have a 35-acre tract out in the country somewhere, if you've got livestock, this is not just an irrigated agricultural issue. I use the example of, imagine a circle, okay? And what's in the middle of the circle is the water we have left. And straws going into that amount, irrigated ag, okay? They're going to use the lion's share. They have, and they will continue to, but what do we want to do with what's left? Irrigated ag has got a straw in there. Commercial folks have one. Livestock, domestic, municipalities. From a society standpoint, what do we want to do with what's left? This meeting is all about bringing people in, explaining to them where we're at, how much water we've got left, real water we've got left in our aquifer in Burlington, America, in the Plains District in eastern Kit Carson County, the eastern 2/3 of Kit Carson County. This is real-time data, okay? And it's not, we're going to pick 1 year. This is a 10-year flow chart of what the water's doing. And based on how much water you've got left, that's what's going to dictate in a township, 6 by 6, how much water you can pump out over a 5-year block of time. That's kind of the premise of the whole situation.
So is this, who all's going to be at this meeting, and what are the desired outcomes?
Well, the Plains Groundwater Management District Board is going to head up this meeting, and we are inviting the public, anybody.
Yep. We're going to live stream it.
Yep.
So we'll be down there.
Everybody is asked to participate. One of the outcomes we really want from this public meeting is, obviously, we want feedback. Here's the idea. What do you think? How do we make it better? How's this going to affect you? That kind of thing. We're also looking at it. We're looking for an advisory board, if you want to call it that.
Did you say a task force?
Same thing.
Right. Same concept.
Another entity's using a task force, so maybe an advisory board. And this board would be made up of, we don't want just irrigators. We want a broad spectrum of society out here that's using water. And I'm pretty sure that includes everybody.
It does. Right.
So please come and volunteer your time, because what's more important in eastern Colorado, when you when you stop and realize that we're using a non-renewable resource. We use 6 to 7 gallon of water out of the Ogallala Aquifer in this area for every gallon of recharge. The trend is that way, not this way. It's not going to get better, but what do we want to do with what's left?
Okay.
And the goal is at least when the economic engine is done, like it is in some areas of the basin or even in the Plains District, that aquifer down there is what's generating the engine that's driving this economy. Because when it's gone, it's going to look different. So the question is, what do we want to do with what's left? I can't stress that enough. And everybody should have input on this. Everybody should be heard from, not just the irrigated ag folks.
So somebody comes down to this meeting, you guys are going to lay out where we're at.
Yep.
And then it's going to be an open discussion.
Yep.
And then is the next step out of this to have that committee meet with the board, right?
Yep.
And then what's the following step? So, I mean, it's to say, here's what's left. And so as a community, state, everything, we got to figure out what to do with the water.
Here's the deal. If we don't, here's our fear. If we don't do it, who's going to do it?
Okay.
Big Brother in Denver is going to do it. And we'd rather demonstrate to them early on, we're starting at this, we're probably 20 years too late. But is it ever too late?
Well, you got to start somewhere.
We still got water, so that's a good thing.
Well, we still have it.
We still have it. But our philosophy is, as a groundwater management district, that is our charge by statute, okay, to work on this kind of project. And we want to take care of it before it becomes such an issue that the state engineer has to come in and do something.
Where we have no control.
No control, and we're probably not going to like the outcome of that decision.
And that's where you guys got together and said it's important to sit down, have a public forum, have discussion about this, and that's the whole goal.
Yes.
Awareness around the situation, a baseline information of where we're at to get the discussion started, and then get people involved and created for the board going forward. And then there will be more of these meetings, I would assume.
There's going to be a lot of these public meetings. I think over in Kansas they had, it was an astronomical amount because they were starting from scratch. We get to use their template, so we're saving some time. But in fairness to the public that we're going to affect by these decisions and this advisory committee that's going to help us make these decisions, we have to continue to, as we move forward and we develop pieces and parts of the program and how it's actually going to work, we need to go to the public again and again and again to make sure that they are comfortable with where we're at. Because at the end of the day, what's going to happen is when we finally get a program put together, a document, we're going to have a hearing, a public hearing, and we're going to go over this in great detail at that hearing and say, public, you who are here, give us your feedback. Give us your final vote, if you will. Because we can't do this on our own.
And then once you get that, what's the timeline, the hope for that?
Well, I mean, our hope, and it might be a little bit too optimistic, would be 2 years. 2 years time from today to when we have something implemented. And that might be entirely too aggressive. None of us have ever been through this necessarily, but we have been through some of the steps that the state has taken, and it's a process.
So once you get that and have the plan, the goal is to send it to the state and say, we've got this. I mean, that's the whole reason for doing this.
Well, we're gonna certainly keep them informed, but the way it works with the groundwater management district is the state has already set the standard. Okay, we can further restrict. We just can't make it less restrictive. So we're going to get the state's blessing on this, I'm sure, without them even having to do anything, because they're all about us preserving the life of the aquifer. Because all of this, by each groundwater management district that's happening out here in the basin, in the Republican Basin, is an effort to minimize our consumptive use annually because we use too much water. Compact compliance is an issue. The more we conserve, the more we can prolong the life of the aquifer, the more likelihood the state of Colorado will stay in compliance on the Republican compact.
So the whole what I'm hearing then, the whole goal is awareness to get ahead of this and be proactive
Very much.
before it gets to a point where there are decisions made that we have no choice on.
That's right.
Okay.
That's the bottom line. So we just look forward to the discussion next Tuesday. I can't stress enough that.
Do we know
Please
where it's
come.
at in the community center? So it's next Tuesday,
It's in
March 30th, 4 p.m.
I believe it's in that southeast.
The southeast
Meeting
room.
room, yeah.
Okay. Well, and we'll post this on Facebook, and then I'll reach out to the Burlington Record and see if they'll repost it.
Sure.
So the message is out, and then we'll look forward to seeing you and the board. We'll live stream it Tuesday night or Tuesday
good.
afternoon. Okay.
Looking
Thanks for your
forward to it,
time.
Troy.
Thanks, Tim. It's important.
You bet.